ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ। ਅੱਜ ਆਪਾਂ ਕਾਂਗਰਸਮੈਨ ਗੈਰਮੰਡੀ ਦੇ ਆਫਿਸ ਆਏ ਹਾਂ ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਇੱਥੇ ਅੱਜ ਸਾਰੇ ਆਪਣੇ ਪੰਜਾਬੀ ਇਲੈਕਟਡ ਅਫੀਸ਼ੀਅਲਸ ਚਾਹੇ ਹੋਣ ਕਾਊਂਟੀ ਸੁਪਰਵਾਈਜ਼ਰ, ਮੇਅਰਸ, ਕਾਉਂਸਲ ਮੈਂਬਰ ਸਾਰੇ ਆਏ ਨੇ ਧੰਨਵਾਦ ਕਰਨ ਦੇ ਕਾਂਗਰਸਮੈਨ ਗੈਰਮੰਡੀ ਨੇ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਚਿੱਠੀ ਲਿਖੀ ਗਈ ਸੀ ਕਿ ਆਪਣੇ ਫਾਰਮਰਸ ਲਈ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਕਿ ਪ੍ਰੋਟੈਸਟ ਚੱਲ ਰਿਹਾ ਪੰਜਾਬ 'ਚ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਕਿ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨਾਲ ਗਲਤ ਕੰਮ ਕੀਤੇ ਜਾ ਰਹੇ ਜਿਸ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਕਿ ਬਾਰਡਰ ਕੈਨਨਸ, ਗੈਸ, ਟੀਅਰ ਗੈਸ ਔਰ ਹੋਰ ਕੁਛ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਵਰਤਿਆ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਖਿਲਾਫ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਕਾਂਗਰਸ ਨੇ ਬੜੀ ਸਟਰੋਂਗ ਚਿੱਠੀ ਲਿਖੀ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਐਂਬੈਸਡਰ ਆਫ ਅਮਰੀਕਾ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਕਿ ਤਰਨਜੀਤ ਸਿੰਘ ਨੂੰ। ਸੋ ਉਸ ਲੈਟਰ ਕਰਕੇ ਅੱਜ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਜੇ ਫਾਰਮਰਸ ਵੱਲੋਂ ਵੀ ਇੱਕ ਵਾਪਸ ਚਿੱਠੀ ਆਈ ਆ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਵੱਲੋਂ ਵੀ ਧੰਨਵਾਦ ਕਰਦੇ ਨੇ ਕਾਂਗਰਸਮੈਨ ਨੂੰ ਕਿ ਤੁਹਾਡਾ ਧੰਨਵਾਦ ਕਰਦੇ ਕਿ ਜੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਆਵਾਜ਼ ਸਾਡੀ ਉਠਾਈ ਹੈ ਬਾਹਰ ਦੇ ਦੇਸ਼ਾਂ 'ਚ। ਸੋ ਆਪ ਸਾਰਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਬੇਨਤੀ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਜੇ ਆਪ ਆਪਣੇ ਕਾਂਗਰਸਮੈਨ ਨੂੰ ਵੀ ਕਾਲ ਕਰਕੇ ਕਰੋ ਕਿ ਆਪਣੇ ਫਾਰਮਰਸ ਪੰਜਾਬ ਦੇ ਫਾਰਮਰਸ ਸਾਰੇ ਇੰਡੀਆ ਦੇ ਫਾਰਮਰਸ ਦੀ ਸਪੋਰਟ ਕਰੋ।
In the words of Martin Luther King, injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. You are seeing the largest global protest united in solidarity supporting our farmers back in India. India is known as the largest democracy, and it cannot be in name only. Democracy means that the rights of citizens are heard, that the right to protest is not met with brutal beatings, water cannons, and other forms of torture. It is unacceptable. I'm so proud of Congressman Garamendi and other elected officials that have joined in solidarity, united to support our farmers back in India. I'm a proud Punjabi immigrant. I came to this country when I was 4 years old. Punjab is in my roots. It is part of who I am. And I proudly stand with our farmers. My first letter while becoming mayor was to voice my concerns and join the solidarity movement globally. So I urge the government of India to truly hear our plea that to be a democracy, you must sit down and negotiate in good faith. These are private farms. These are small farmers, 5 acres or less. These farms, they're like small business owners. They are suffering, and we must be heard. And I stand in solidarity with my community today and always.
These 3 laws that's been enacted, no one asked for them. There are over 500 registered farmers unions in India, and none of them, not even one, asked for these laws. These laws were enacted to help couple corporate houses, and the farmers are fighting for their land, they're fighting for their existence. I want to thank all our elected officials, our leaders from the Sikh community for being here this morning. I want to thank Congressman John Garamendi and all our federal representatives who have voiced their opinions, their support in favor of the farmers who are fighting these laws at the borders of New Delhi. And we all demand that these laws must be repealed and their voices must be heard.
Thank you guys. Thank everybody for this opportunity and really showing solidarity and people coming together to show their support to the farmers of Punjab and Haryana. I'd like to start off first and foremost. We're standing in front of Congressman John Garamendi's office at this time to show support to him for writing a letter. They needed their voices to be heard, at a time where the government is suppressing them and not allowing those voices and those concerns to be heard. This is not a political issue. It does not matter if you're a Republican or you're a Democrat, right? We're human beings, right? And right now there's human rights violations that are taking place in India, and I think the most important thing is for each one of you is to educate yourselves on what's happening.
For me, the important part is the support that we've seen from our elected officials here in the United States, from Congressman Garamendi, from Congressman Jim Costa, so many different congressional leaders, even the Vice President, Kamala Harris, chimed in on this, because when an attack is on humanity, it's an attack on everybody. But then now, next is on livelihoods. We all know that without farmers, there's no food. Without no food, there's no existence. So it's a vital part of every economy. And the biggest thing is, before making any decision of that magnitude, You have to make sure that you have the conversations with the stakeholders, and we feel that those conversations were never had. So we urge the Modi administration to listen to the concerns of the farmers, because this is just not an attack on a livelihood, it's an attack on all of humanity.
There are hundreds of issues, both on production and marketing side, that impact the farmers in India. But there is no one India farmer. These issues vary and differ from state to state. Where I come from, farming is not just a business. It's a way of life. The state governments understand this culture and local market conditions much better than the federal government. And that's why agriculture and agricultural marketing were always a part of states' rights. By passing of these bills, the federal government has made an unprecedented encroachment into the rights of the states. The farmers from my state, they do not want these laws. They do not benefit small farmers. For last 3 weeks, they have been protesting at the border of our capital, New Delhi, with their families, 300,000 of them, asking the government to repeal these laws. They have met with the government representatives multiple times, where the representatives of the government have acknowledged the flaws of these laws and even offered to amend them. But these amendments do not go far enough. I urge the government of India to listen to those protesters sitting in those harsh conditions, to repeal those laws, get back to the table after earning the trust of the farmer organizations.
Good morning. On behalf of our members, Sikh Gurdwaras across the United States, on behalf of American Sikh community and myself, we are sending this letter to convey our thanks for your support. For your support to protesting Punjabi farmers in India. Your intervention, along with the other members of the Congress, is very, very timely, appropriate, and widely applauded by both the American Sikhs and wider community across the world.
So this is the letter which we have got from the union who are protesting, the farmer union. So I would like to speak about that. So we, the representatives of the farmers movement, want to thank the US members of Congress, John Garamendi, Jim Costa, Sheila Jackson-Lee and TJ Cox, to take up the matter with the Indian government on the behalf of American Sikh diaspora and American Sikh Congressional Caucus. We are also grateful to the United Nations Secretary, Mr. Antonio Guterres, for his support towards peaceful protest. Our heartfelt thanks to international human rights expert and UN advisor, Dr. Iqtidar Chima, who has raised our voice on many international forums. We also want to thank Dr. Daljit Singh, an eminent jurist, American Sikh Caucus Committee, American Gurdwara Prabandhak Committee, and all other international organizations who are supporting our cause.
Deputy Secretary, Chief of Staff, Debbie here.
Hi. So the Congressman has heard from his constituents, and thank you for bringing this to his attention. He has had a conversation with Ambassador Sandhu of India, and Congressman Garamendi will continue to support the efforts of the Punjabi farmers in India.
Of Sikh Coordination Committee East Coast, I would like to thank to the Congressman to stand with the farmers with the, against the laws implemented by Indian government, anti-farming laws in India. So also I would like to thank all the elected officials and all the community members who come here to show the support. Thank you very much.
Because we are in crisis in Punjab, our future is not bright. We are in dark light. So we are here to thank all our congressmen who supported us for the Punjab agitation. So thank you so much.